Hi. I hope you're having an amazing day. Today I was thinking I would deepen the video from yesterday. So if you haven't been watching chronologically in order, you may want to do that because there are some big foundational layers that we've laid in each video for this to be understood. Or if you're feeling like I just want to see what it's about because maybe it's right, then go for it. Trust your intuition. And also, if you feel like you just want to see it, watch it, and then you're going to go back and start from the beginning and really work through and get these concepts more deeply, that's also an option. Trust your intuition. So today I wanted to talk about kind of that David Hawkins consciousness scale and how we have survival consciousness. Also, I refer to it as the problem frequency. You see problems, you're aware of problems, you are in like fight, flight, freeze. You see yourself as a victim, the world is happening to you. It's kind of that frequency down here. And then you begin to kind of awaken and you cross the consciousness line, which is courage. And then in these higher levels of consciousness, you begin to be in the solution frequency, the frequency of solutions. You begin to see that you are impacting your world. You begin to deeply know that you are not a victim and you were never a victim, and you begin to feel the whispers of the divine coming through. You've maybe had a meditation practice or a stillness practice, something that chatter monkey mind is quieted and you have more space and freedom, and you're beginning to like audit your surroundings. You're beginning to be able to look at your reality and see that it's a direct reflection of your subconscious within. And maybe if you're not, you're just, hanging some hooks in your life for future information to be hung on. You're just playing away. So something that I wanted to address to help with transitions and seeing the problem frequency and the solution frequency. This is something that almost solves itself. The more you're in the solution frequency and the more you're finding your joy and the more you're hearing the whispers and the more you're following the game and playing and interacting with it, this kind of solves itself. But for a while, it's kind of like a sticky area where I kept desiring to have like a clear visual or mantra or like understanding of deeply knowing this information, and it came to me. So just always remember that people can't see in you what they can't see in themselves. So if somebody is disconnecting from a part of themselves and putting it down, they can't see that which you're connecting with. But at the same time, that which you see in others and judge is within you. So these are two separate truths about using our perception of reality to identify and come into alignment. So the first one is remember that they can't see in you what they can't see in themselves. And you'll know where to place that statement when it's time. Just carry that little nugget. And the other one is that which you see and you judge is within you. And until you no longer judge it, then it's no longer in your reality to see it. Once you've blessed it and loved it and you've allowed it to be there, once you reach that state of non-resistance. So another thing to remember, kind of riffing on the first one, is if you can't see the divinity in someone, if you are focused on making them wrong or anything like that, then it's good to remember that what you can't see in them, you can't see in yourself. So it's showing you that you've dropped down and you're in the problem frequency. That's a great way to know. If you're needing to find fault in others and make them wrong, you're in the problem frequency. You're not up in the solution frequency with source coming through and getting the nudges and the winks and the synchronicities and the coincidences and the hell yeah and the joy. Because you're blissful and smiling, and you would never want to impose or criticize or bring another down, because you would never do that to yourself. You would see them in their perfect masterpiece. You wouldn't blame a child for doing their artwork not good enough. It's just you see everybody as doing their own journey, their own creation, their own painting, and it's not done. And who are you to walk by and judge when it's not done? This is a snapshot of their life. You don't know what's been leading up to this. You don't know what codes and what programs, and they don't even have the same finish line necessarily that you have in your life. So we begin to see others and the divinity in them and just God through them. And so if you can't see that, it's a little hint that you might be in problem frequency, and to take a look at your surroundings and see what you're judging. You can surrender it and remove it. You've seen in the last video how to do that. You're removing the energy behind it. A good way to think of it is, everybody knows this reference, Control Alt Delete, right? It opens up the access of programs running on a computer. So if you want to see the access of programs running in your subconscious, look at your reality. Look at the world running around you. This, what you see, is what you attract, which are programs running. So let's say you want to access the programs. You want to click on it. The way that we access the program is by identifying the emotion that we see in reality and then placing our focus on it. And then the way to right click and end the program, if we see something in our reality we don't want, is what you saw in the last video, much more deeply explained than I'm going to do here. This is no substitution for it. And that's removing the energy behind it and allowing it to be, allowing it to pass through and letting it go instead of resisting it, denying it, suppressing it, and making it stuck. This process is so simple and so powerful that you can miss it. So pay attention. And if you're in problem frequency, forget about doing this. Just let it go. Focus on finding your surroundings, focus on feeling into them. And then once you're in that aligned place, you can remove it from there. Find your joy a different way. Get back up to the solution frequency. And then from there, you can remove the program. You need to be able to have created stillness in your life, to be able to have space to move. Just think about your computer. If it's impacted, if you don't have any available space and memory and storage, you can't begin moving and copying large files. So we do that through meditation. We free up some space, we make some room, we kind of clean and clear our surroundings. All of this is attempting at taking an impacted life and then creating some space with meditation, and then creating some space with removing emotions. And the more you remove and the more space, the more programs that you end, the more you begin to have this space. And in this space, you begin to hear the whispers, you begin to find the joy, you begin to find the fun, you begin to follow your hell yes. And life becomes interactive and full of joy, and you absolutely see the game aspect of it, and it brings you alive in a joyful, blissful way. And all of this is aimed at little mile markers, little roadmaps. The potential diversity of people watching this video, the potential range from which people are approaching it with, means that depending on the different frequency, you'll actually hear the words I'm saying differently and take it differently with your own journey and in what you need from it. And it's you never step into the same river twice. I never pick up the same book and read it twice. I get something deeper each time. So revisit this in a couple weeks, in a month, and just see how it lands then. If this is something that makes sense to you and you're just in that exact part of your journey where you're ready, you know how to remove emotions, you've tried different ways, and you're just ready to surrender it, you're ready to find the energy in motion trapped in your body, the emotion, and you're ready to take it and remove it and set your intention and your focus. You've maybe watched movies like that Emotion documentary. That's an excellent one. You've maybe read books. You've read Eckhart Tolle. I'm not sure which way you say it. I've heard it both ways. I will ask him when I meet him one day. You have maybe done Joe Dispenza's course and you've deepened that way. You're reaching out and you're finding people that have codes for you, and you're upgrading, and you're in a place that you're understanding the divine running through you. You're understanding that you are the co-creator of your reality. You're understanding that you interact with, and you're beginning to have the space and the clarity to find things and adjust them and remove. So if that's where you're at, this video is exactly what you need. And yes, it is this easy. You don't have to bring up an emotion and suffer through it. That is one way to do it. That is not the only way. You can absolutely you have control over your avatar, over your body. You have the free will. You have the highest good and love from your soul, your higher self, your guides, your angels. Like, you are completely co-creating with the divine. You have the power to audit your subconscious and remove that which is not serving you, which is not within your highest good. When you completely realize and own this power, and you have the ability to focus your intention on something, on a concept, and hold that focus and remove it, this is where the game gets good. So if this isn't intuitively making sense yet, that's fine. Go back in the videos and rewatch. You're here for a reason. And maybe it's just to hang little hooks for knowledge later. Maybe it's you're at the point where this is all you need to do, is remove some of these major blocks in your body and just allow movements of energy to happen, and just get into alignment and feeling good and feeling hell yeah, and hearing the whispers getting louder. There's such a different diversity available. So wherever you are, just remember, it's perfect. It is exactly what you need for exactly right now. And continue on your path and keep looking for those clues in the game and finding that hell yeah, finding that joy, finding that alignment, and moving forward through your day. Have a beautiful day. I very much enjoy making these videos, and I have you in mind. So if this video brought you joy today, give it a thumbs up. And if you thought of anyone when you were watching it, that is your intuition, forward it to them and keep the conversation going. And if you had any epiphanies or any ideas, share them in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. I hope that you have the most incredible day. You deserve it.